what exactly works for Africa, what does not, and why. Those are the tough questions dominating conversations here at the ongoing African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. At the 35th Ordinary Session of the APRM Forum, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni officially assumed the chairmanship of the Continental Governance Body, represented by Vice President Jessica Alupo. Uganda takes over from the President of Algeria, who was represented by Prime Minister Saifi Grieb. In his acceptance speech, Museveni lauded his predecessor for strengthening the APRM's institutional foundations.
Africa's problem is not a lack of vision, but the persistence of binding constraints that prevent implementation from translating into results. The mechanism offers us a uniquely African platform to rigorously examine these constraints, learn from one another's experience, and move deliberately from diagnosis to execution.
Museveni outlined 3 priorities under Uganda's leadership: strengthening implementation of review recommendations, deepening peer learning on governance challenges, and ensuring sustainable financing of the mechanism.
The APRM should support countries not only in identifying gaps, but also in following through on agreed reforms, particularly through effective implementation of national programs of action. Secondly, deepening peer learning around Africa's critical governance and development bottlenecks. The APRM must increasingly serve as a candid and solution-oriented platform where countries share practical experiences. This includes lessons on public sector efficiency, service delivery, economic transformation, state resilience, and inclusive growth.
In a show of commitment, Uganda pledged $1 million to support the APRM over the next 2 years, reinforcing calls for predictable financing.
I thank you for the confidence you have placed in Uganda and look forward to working with you all in advancing our shared continental aspirations. Your Excellencies, given the unique and cardinal role of APRM plays in enhancing governance in Africa and our leadership role for the next 2 years, I pledge United States $1 million to support the operations of the APRM in our beloved Africa.
The outgoing chairperson's representative commended Uganda's readiness to lead at a critical time.
This shows and demonstrates the confidence that we bestow upon this mechanism and the attention that we pay to this mechanism.
Ugandan leaders attending the summit say the endorsement reflects growing trust in Uganda's Pan-African voice.
This is a recognition of the level in which democracy has matured in Uganda, good governance, and the rule of law has assumed Uganda.
Everybody knows in the continent that he has played a big role to secure our continent on peace and security, but also on issues of governance and inclusiveness in terms of putting in place laws, environment that are inclusive and participatory.
As Africa advances Agenda 2063 and pushes towards the Sustainable Development Goals, the APRM is increasingly seen as a guardian of good governance, linking peer accountability to real development outcomes.
So it's very important that in order to face this global trend, we have to develop our own continental capacities.
For Uganda, the task ahead is clear: transform assessment into action and ensure that governance reforms translate into tangible improvements in the welfare of Africans. Henry Okrut, UBC, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.